You're listening to Tutor Time with Mallory, and now for your host, Mallory Latouche.
And welcome back to Tutor Time with Mallory. Today I had the honor of interviewing Miss Melissa Rees. How are you today, Melissa?
I'm good, Mallory. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. What is your education background?
Okay, well, I started off with an undergraduate in recreational therapy. And then after I worked in the field with young children for a while, I went back and got a master's degree in child development and family relations from East Carolina University. And I got an add-on birth through kindergarten licensure. And I also worked on an assistive technology certificate because I do have a background working with children with special needs as well as typically developing children.
What inspires you to want to work in the school or the education system?
Well, I mean, I just think watching children develop and grow and learn is it's just a wonderful thing. And I've worked with very young children, and seeing their development grow and change within weeks and months is very exciting. But as well as older children, when they get that aha moment and they put two things together, and I just love seeing that. And now my work with adult learners is just as wonderful too. I love when a student, we talk about maybe a strategy and discipline or behavior management, and a student comes back the next day and says, I tried that in my class and it worked great. I can't believe it. Miss Rees, I didn't believe that was going to happen. So, I mean, I just love watching people learn and hearing their stories about how, they actually had some hands-on learning experiences that help them believe in a theory or a topic or something.
How has your career path led you to where you are now?
Oh, wow. Well, I worked in classrooms for many, many years. I was a master teacher in the Child Development Lab, which is now called the Nancy Darden Center at East Carolina University. I was a classroom teacher at the Beaufort County Child Development Center. I was a classroom teacher at the Oakwood School. And I was a director of the Pitt Intervention Center, which was a center for children with special needs. And all of these were birth through kindergarten experiences or birth through pre-K experiences that I worked in. And I love being with children. I love working with children. But while I was in the classroom, I started some adjunct teaching at the college and at the community college. And I really enjoyed that too. So it was just kind of a natural progression for me to work more. I was a part-time instructor at East Carolina, and then I became a full-time instructor at Pitt Community College. And then about 4 years ago, I became the department chair. So it was just kind of a natural progression, but I really do miss being with young children full time, although I do get to visit a lot of centers and see a lot of children in my work.
What are your fondest memories working at Pitt Community College?
Oh, wow. My fondest memories. I love graduation. It's just such a wonderful time. A lot of our students are non-traditional. They work, they have families. Some of our students, it takes 5, maybe 10 years for them to complete their degree. And when they complete that degree and they walk across that stage and they're so happy and they have a job lined up, it's the best feeling. And I love being a part of that. We typically do a luncheon for our graduates, and they come and decorate their hats, and it's a really fun time, and it's real special. Our adjunct faculty and our full-time faculty come, and I love that time, although there's lots of other fun and fond memories as well.
What is something you learned about your career path that you didn't know before?
I think working at Pitt Community College and working with so many non-traditional adult learners, I really learned to be less and less judgmental. And when I say that, I mean, I've learned about so many different circumstances that prevent students from, or excuse me, prevent parents from being the parents they want to be, or prevent them from participating in all of their children's education or their activities at school. And I learned that so many parents work so hard to provide for their families, and for them to take on being a student learner or an adult learner as a student is, it's such a huge undertaking. And I have gained a better understanding of, the situations that many of our parents are going through, financial, with education, with childcare, and all of those things, and how, in spite of that all, these adult learners continue to work and complete these degrees.
What are the 3 most important skills when it comes to working in the school or the education system?
You mean with children or with the adult learners?
Both.
I think the biggest thing is empathy. Empathy is a huge thing. You need to listen to people's stories and find out what's going on with them. I have students who have projects that are late because, they were busy at a social engagement. And then I have students whose projects are late because, they're taking care of elderly parents who are ill, as well as their young children. So I like to listen to students and hear their stories. So I think having empathy and listening and caring about students is important. And empathy is really important when working with children too. There's children think little things, their ice cream fell on the ground and they cry. And as an adult, you're thinking, you're fine, don't worry about it. But that is a big deal for a little child. And for you to share that with them and say, oh, I understand why you're sad. That would make me sad too. So I think empathy's a big, important skill. I think working really hard to do the things that you need to do to meet the needs of children and adults is important. If you're planning an activity, making sure that you have all the materials and you're prepared for those activities, and you're on time and things like that. And let's see, empathy. Another thing that is important is just to make time to be present with people, to listen, to, not always be rushing, but really working with individuals one-on-one.
What advice would you give the viewers that either want to work in this school or education system?
Well, first of all, I want to say it's not an easy job. And sometimes it's a thankless job, but it is a most rewarding job in so many other ways. To be the person that works with a young child and recognize how many lives you actually touch when you teach a child a skill, or teach a child about kindness, or teach the
Thank you for watching Tutor Time with Mallory. You can find her on the following social media platforms and contact her for interviews.